Hi guys, this is Ms. Hong. Today is March 30th. How was your weekend? I heard that many people got confirmed for coronavirus. So I hope you stay safe. And if anything happened to you, please let me know, alright? And don't go any place with like many people and keep the social distance, 6 feet, okay? Alright, let's start. So today we will do quadratic function, especially a vertex form. So let's start with what is a quadratic function. So look at this, here's the definition. So what is a quadratic function? Quadratic function is one of the form f of x is ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are number with a is not equal to 0. This is important. A cannot be 0. So b or c could be 0, but a cannot be 0 because quadratic means your degree or highest powers 2. So you should have that term. So a cannot be 0, all right? And always the shape looks like parabola. So parabola means it looks like this or that. So that's parabola, all right? And yeah, let's look at the form. So when it's a quadratic function, so this is a big chapter, so probably end of the year we were working on the quadratic function. So there's 3 different format like this: standard, vertex, x-intercept form. You will learn everything, but today we will do vertex form, okay? And a vertex form looks like this. Do you remember like absolute value, right? We did the quiz on Friday, right? Look, that's really similar to absolute value function. Look at this. So you have this, but what if I just write it a x minus k h, hold on, x minus h plus k, then that's exactly the same format, right? So when you have absolute value function, you know how to find the vertex. That was what? H, K, right? Same here. Only difference is you have a parentheses with square here because that's quadratic function, okay? And then for the absolute value function, you had this, a V shape, right? And then for quadratic function, your function looks like this, U shape, okay? So it's really similar, so will be like kind of easy if you like well understood absolute value function. All right, so let's start. So this a, we already know this a. When you have absolute value function, that decides what your shape opens up or down, right? Same here. So a decide shape opens up or opens down. So you can think about this one, guys. When a is greater than 0, that's positive. Positive, then happy. Happy, then you smile, right? So look, it looks like this, happy face, okay? So when a is positive, opens up, all right? And then when a is negative, then what? That's negative. Then you know negative means that's unhappy. That means sad, right? So you will get sad face like that. Sad face. So opens down, right? And then guys, look at this one. So when you have this opens up, right? Then look, that's your vertex, right? Vertex, that's on the bottom, right? That is on the bottom. No other point placed lower than that one. So this is the minimum value. So when it's positive, you get minimum. Think about the shape. That's positive, then like many people misunderstand it maximum because that's positive, but it's not. Okay? Positive, happy face. Your smiley face has what? Minimum value. Okay? And then look, when a is negative, unhappy, sad, so we got sad face. Look at this. When you have opens down, then what do you have? You have maximum. So it has maximum value. Alright? And then your vertex, as you know, right? H, K. So inside of the parentheses, we need to change the sign. Right? So you get HK for the vertex. And based on the vertex, we will find axis of symmetry. So that means, when you get parabola, that's like symmetric over the line, like this. That means when you fold it, you get exactly same shape, right? So that's like symmetric, and then this line, we are talking about this line. Then that always pass through your vertex, right? So this line is always what? Your x-coordinate. So you just take x-coordinate of the vertex. Then that's your axis of symmetry. The thing is, you cannot just have a single number. You need to have x equals h, because that's a vertical line, alright? And our minimum or maximum value. So it depends on your a. If a is positive, you will get minimum value. If a is negative, then you get maximum value. And the minimum maximum value is your y-coordinate of the vertex. Okay? X for axis of symmetry, y value for maximum or minimum value. Okay? And then domain. Domain of the quadratic function is all real number. So do you see this fancy R? So normally when we write it like this. Okay? So all real number, that's the domain. That means your possible x value. So you could have any x value for the quadratic function. And the range. So guys, we talk about the minimum or maximum, right? So if a is greater than 0, the function has the minimum. So all other y values, look at this. From the minimum, all other values greater than or equal to your minimum. So y is greater than or equal to k. That's the range. And then your range for this, when a is less than 0, then you get sad face, opens down. You have maximum. Maximum means that value is the biggest one, right? So y is less than or equal to k. So this is the basic info. So I want you to have it on your notebook, all right? And I'm gonna show you a couple examples. Then we're done for today, okay? So look at example here. So first of all, let's get the vertex, guys. Let's get the vertex. So the number from the parentheses, opposite sign, so will be 3. And the number outside, that's 2, right? So that is my vertex. Okay, so get your vertex. And then what next one is? Axis of symmetry. So axis of symmetry, that is what you get the number from x-coordinate of the vertex. So whenever you get vertex, you just take this number. So that's x equals 3. Okay? And tell me, the graph opens up or down? Then we need to look at the A, right? Do you see any negative sign here? No, nothing. That means positive. So positive opens up or down? Opens up. Then opens up. It's like this, right? Then do you have maximum or minimum? This one. Minimum, that's on the bottom, right? So that you have minimum, right? And your maximum or minimum value, we have minimum. And then what is my minimum value? Your y-coordinate of the vertex. So 2. So you just say 2. Okay? And then y-intercept, we didn't do this one yet. So I'm going to cross this out. Don't do it. And what about domain and range? Told you domain always, any quadratic, it's all real number. And my range. So range, let's think about the range. Your graph looks like this, right? Opens up from your vertex. So your minimum is 2. So all numbers are what? Greater than or equal to 2. Okay, so y is greater than or equal to 2. Like this. And then here's, you have quadrant. So let's sketch. 3, 2. So you go to 3, 2. It's right here. Right? And then I'm going to sketch it. So you know what? When you sketch the quadratic function, you need to plug in the number to get the value. So when it's 4, then let's think about 4. Then what do? You put 4 here, right? Let me use other color. Then you get 4 minus 3 squared plus 2. Then what's 4 minus 3? That's 1, right? So 1 squared plus 2. Then you get 1 plus 2, which is 3. So when it's 4, then that's 3, right? When it's 4, that's 3. And that's what, this is our axis of symmetry. So you can check only one side. So we already know that one, so just do the same thing on the other side, like that. And then when it's 5, let's put 5. Then let's change this one to 5. Then 5 minus 3, then you get 2, right? So put 2 for this. Then that's 2 square, 4. 4 plus 2, 6, right? So when it's 5, when I put 5, you get 6. Like this, okay? And then you just connect it. So don't make it like V shape, alright? It's like U, so make a curve, alright? Then you're done, okay? So let's move on. Number 3. Okay, so vertexes 2, right? Inside is 2. Do you have anything over here? Nothing. So 0, 2, 0. And my axis of symmetry, get your x coordinate, right? So x equals 2 and opens up or down. Look at this. Positive opens up. Then what do you have? Maximum or minimum? Opens up. It looks like this. What is this point? Minimum, because that is on the bottom, right? So minimum. And your minimum value, told you get it from the y coordinate, 0. And I told you we're not doing y-intercept. So domain, always all real number. And my range, so this one is, my minimum is 0, right? Minimum is 0. Minimum 0. That means everything's greater than 0, right? So y is greater than or equal to 0, like this. Then to sketch that, you go to 2, 0, right? And then when you put the point, you will get this. When you put 3, then 3 minus 2, square, 1 square, 1. And then when you put 4, 4 minus 2, 2, 2 square, 4. So when it's 4, then 4. So like that. Like this. Okay? And that's my axis of symmetry over here. Alright? And look at this. This one, they didn't give you the graph, but we can get the value, right? So let's try this. Domain, always what? All real number. And my range, look at this function, guys. This is upside down, right? It's going down. Then what? This one is your maximum. What? 1 is your maximum. So you can do y is less than or equal to 1. Okay, all the values less than or equal to 1. And your x-intercepts, you can just read graph. That's on the x-axis, right? So -1 and -3. And your y-intercept, this is just reading a graph. So I'm going to do it. So that's 3, right? Something on the y-axis, right? So that's 3. And then something on the x-axis. So -3 and -1. And my vertex, it's right here, right? That's my vertex, which is -2, 1. And my maximum, 1. Axis of symmetry, x equals -2. Opens up or down? Down. I need to cut the video. I'll be back.